Hi, welcome to Schulte Sweetie's Homeschool YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a mom of 3 girls ages 12, 9, and 6. And today is a special treat. I am excited because today I am showing you all about a curriculum that is released today. And it is Guest Hollow's Little Kids Early American History. And this is just the early times. So from Age of Discovery through 1899. This is for grades K through 3. They just came out with like a junior level. So I think that's 4 through 8. I think it was February that they came out with this. And they've been working hard. Jen and Charles Guest have been working so hard on getting this curriculum completed and to you in a timely manner. I know this has been so anticipated, and I'm excited to share more about this curriculum with you today. So I am first going to show you, this is the schedule and the book list. So I'm going to show you some of the things in here. If you have never used Guest Hollow, this will be a great flip through, and then show you a few extra goodies in here. I will also be sharing that right now for the 48 hours, the first 48 hours, there is a coupon code to get a 30% off of this curriculum. So this is first adopters, early adopters, whatever you want to call it, but 30% off. This will, I don't think that they will ever have this coupon code again for any of the, for this curriculum. This is the cheapest that you will get this curriculum. And if you miss the first 48 hours of this sale, it will still continue a sale on for a few more days after that with the same coupon code, but you will only get 15% off, but still a great deal. So the cost of this curriculum is $47 total. It is a PDF form. It comes in PDF form. So $47 is what it costs. And right now you can get it 30% off for the first 2 days and then 15% off for a few days after that. The coupon code will stay the same for the 30% off or the 15% off, and I am going to show it right here. It is first in Early American, and then I will tell you again at the end and put it in my description as well. So this is the book list and everything else. You don't have to print this. I like to print it to go through the book list especially. I don't necessarily use the printed schedule too often because they have an online schedule, and I will show that later in this video about how to kind of maneuver around on their website and find the things you need to find. But I do like to especially print off the book list to go through and make little notes on whether I find it from the library or Libby app, YouTube, and all those things. This is 124 pages printed. And like I said, you don't have to print it, but that's what it is. I bound it myself, laminated the pages. So the beginning of their curriculum, they always give lots of little tips and notes here, how to kind of use it. Joining their Facebook groups. I will link a bunch of their Facebook groups down below if you haven't joined them. They are a wealth of knowledge. Jen and Charles are both active in the groups answering questions, as well as other parents that have used the curriculum and give lots of tips. There's books for sale if you need some of the books from a certain part of their curriculum. So there's lots of notes in here about especially links and stuff if you maybe want to check them out yourself before you, and even books that you want to check out before, whether it might be appropriate for your family or not. So then the next little section, I love that Jen has added this in. This is an example of how a schedule would be used and adapted in real life. So their schedules would be the black, and then her little notes for an example are in here as well. So she maybe left out a book, or they didn't do a recipe because she was tired and stuff. So there are lots of little examples in there about how she would maybe do her own, and maybe she has adjusted it on the Word document for the schedule. So when you get your download that you have paid for this Little Kids Early American History, you receive access to an online schedule. You receive a PDF and a Word document of the schedule and the book list. You also will receive Beowulf's Early American History. This is the adventure and activity book that Jen and Charles have created. Jen did a lot of the artwork in here and it's excellent. I'm going to show you in just a little bit about it. And then you also receive a coupon code to their Beowulf's big book or big history resources. It's a great, awesome resource that you will get a discount for if you purchase their curriculum. So going back to the schedule now, they do there's different questions in here, like what if your child can't read at this age? Like it suggests reading aloud or assigning whatever their level is to the books, or maybe leaving some of those books out. There's different recipes and activities in here. Then one of my favorite parts about this is they have included science topics for the year. So anything that they've kind of learned about for history, they are pulling some different science topics out and including it in the curriculum. They have books included, videos, crafts, and things included. So you could do this cross curricula and include science in here. So an easy win. This curriculum is 36 weeks long, and there are a few weeks in here that they might not have a science topic included, but not very many. There are a lot. So some of the topics could be like Arctic animals. Week 2 says jaundice, coral reefs, and how a compass works. There's some about turtles and reptiles. We got moon phases. We've got rocks, minerals, and shells. We've got milk comes from the cows. There's so many different topics. Volcanoes, so many options. It gets close to where we're learning about the book list. So it tells you that this is literature based. If you don't know anything about Guest Hollow is rich buffet of resources. So it has book lists, it has videos, it has printables, all sorts of things. So typically they will rank the books at 1 through 4. Items that Jen didn't feel should be dropped or substituted are marked with 1. 2, this item is not absolutely necessary but highly recommended. 3, this item is optional but recommended. 4, this item is optional and less important than others. So, but you could still pick the 4. So, but if you are really feeling stressed and needed to leave some things out, maybe leave out the 4s. So one other thing that they've added in on this curriculum is, like I said, they have science books. So they have marked it in green with a little sunshine burst. So green for science book, and then they've also marked purple and a book for reader. So any of the books on the book list, if they are a reader or a science book, they will be marked as so. I will give you an example. So one of the first books that you need, obviously, is this Beowulf's Early American History Adventure and Activity book. This comes with your download. You will likely need to print this out because there are cut and paste things and it's just fun and lots of activities. So it is an activity book. So with the junior level, there was a big Beowulf book of early American history, and you don't necessarily have to print that off because it was not an activity book, but this one is. It is 153 pages and there are color pages in it. So whether you can print it at home or not, I printed mine at home and bound it, did laminating on the front and back covers. I just did a piece of cardstock on the back cover. So I will show this to you a little bit later in this video after we get through the schedule and everything, but it is beautiful and you will want this printed and not just used on a device like our computer or an iPad or something like that. You will want to print this. But one of the other things that they have listed here are Scholastic Teachables. So there are some printables from the Scholastic Teachables site, and you can either get a 30-day free trial, you can subscribe to it, sometimes maybe your library might subscribe to it. It also says to maybe contact them because you might be able to get it cheaper because the rate is for schools and they have a different rate for homeschools. So it didn't look too expensive when I clicked on it, but there are a lot of printables that they suggest from that site. You can also find some other printables on your own. Just Google different printables. This is where they are starting to do, it says choose one of the following 2 optional science books. So we've got Science Book 1, it's Arctic Tundra, or Science Book 2, which is also a reader, and it's Amazing Arctic Animals. So I'm going to show you, see how they have those symbols there. And I love that they have added all these little spots in here on whether or not you can buy, borrow, ebook, audiobook, Hoopla, Open Library, Everand, or other. So they have lots of options that you can check there, or you can even write your own note if you found it somewhere else. Like I sometimes find it like Thriftbooks or some of those other secondhand sites. So I might write a note like that. And they basically just go through lots of resources. There's quite a few pages in here of all the books that you can go through on whether or not you have them or want to get them and stuff. So some of the other items they suggest, a lot of them are like those tube, T-O-O-B toys. I think week 4 has Jamestown Settlers tube. You can get these sets from like Amazon and stuff. They link them if you want to purchase them. They have lap packs. There's a rock kit that you could get, a sunprint kit. So these are kits that are optional. You do not have to purchase them. But if you wanted to make it even richer, then you could purchase them and have them for this. There's also videos that they suggest. One of the sets is Liberty Kids. We have that and it's great. And then week 15, they suggest Disney's American Legends. They also suggest An American Tale. That was back from when I was a kid. And it just says maybe be aware of, you know, it could be maybe potentially offensive content and potentially scary scenes. So just kind of check it and see whether or not you want to watch that with your kids during this curriculum. So that is a suggestion, but you don't have to do it. So this is, I always like this page because it just is fun to see. This is a quick look list. So it's all of the books listed, just a really quick, no extra notes or anything like that. So there's that page, and then you've got this page. It also said recommended common craft supplies to have on hand, like so scissors, staplers, pipe cleaners, those type of things, but it has it listed here. So if you wanted to make a purchase at the beginning of the school year beforehand, to have those things on hand for the activities. Then there's also more of a supply list listed out of different, like the crafts and things that you might do. So things that you might need by week. This is listed by week here. So these would be a little bit more than just those common craft items that you needed. So I'm going to flip to the schedule. There's a little note before you begin the schedule saying like you can add geography in. They have the links for Google Earth. That's a lot of times how they add in the geography. There's book notes. You can adapt the schedule. It says we do not provide answer keys. We are not responsible for items posted on other websites and can't provide any answer keys related to those sites because they are linking to other sites for activities and stuff. So there might be answer keys and there might not be. So this is the beginning of a schedule, and I showed you kind of the sample of how Jen kind of adjusted it. This is how it's laid out. So you're gonna have week 1, and then you're gonna have day 1, day 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it could be a 5-day-a-week schedule. We don't always do 5 days a week. We make it work. Sometimes we do 1 or 2 days a week with our guest hollow curriculum and kind of squeeze it all into one and sit a little bit longer and do more activities that way. So this has the first thing that you need to do. It says read aloud by a parent. Beowulf's Early American History Adventure book that we have here. It says read week 1, and it suggests reading it the first week first day of the week so that you can build off of that. It kind of introduces the topics. And then it has the other books here. You have what pages you need to read, when you need to read them. And then it has like where you should look for Google Earth and some other additional things in here. It does have a link for, it says Bible info for Christians, and it has a link, but if you are a secular homeschooler, you just don't have to use that. You can leave those things out. That's why they have it as an option, but there are things that you can leave out if you want to. Then there's more books here listed. And then you're moving on into the next side here. You're still on week 1 here. This says readers or an optional read aloud to a beginning reader or non-reader. This is fry bread. Then you have optional science books. They're right here. You can pick 1 or 2 of those. And then this is where you're going to have a buffet of extra resources. So we have activities, we have arts and crafts, we have recipes, and we have science. This is where they have that Scholastic Teachers link right there. There's more printables on this back side. Here's a lap book. Here's a coloring page. It says a printable map for Native American cultural areas. We have Scholastic Teachables, like Arctic themed printables there. And that is listed in green for science right there. We have video links. So they're typically YouTube links, but it could be other websites that they found. Brain Pop is sometimes listed too. So we have like some about Northern Lights, Vikings, how glaciers change the world, Arctic animals. So we've got all sorts of things. Then we have some vocabulary. This is from the Vikings video in a nutshell. And then a website down here they have listed. So that is all on week 1. A lot, but you can pick and choose what you want to do. I would probably leave out a book or 2. Maybe not click on all of these links. I would look beforehand and click and see, which ones do we want to do? So that is week 1, and you go through week 36. So you just keep doing that same thing. So now I'm excited to show you Beowulf's Early American History Adventure and Activity Book. And I had this printed out a few days ago and showed my youngest daughter, who is in this age. She is actually going into 1st grade. I showed her some of the pages and she's like, okay, mommy, can I do it now? Like, she was so excited to get started on this. We are actually probably going to start this in a year, because that's when we're going to start focusing on American history, especially with my younger ones. But she was so excited. So who knows, we might end up like starting this sooner than later. But this is such a fun book. It includes copy work and activities, cutting paste, Beowulf, of course, because that is throughout their curriculum. So it does include some map work. This is week 1. I love that it's listed when each week starts. So this is week 1. There's some map work here just to see where Leif's voyage of discovery here. You have a little bit of reading, some pictures, and then a little bit more reading. And right here is the first cut and paste page. So in the back here, there are different pages, and you would cut out this first square and paste it right here. I love that they have that. That's just a fun extra add-in there for little kids to be able to cut and paste different things. I feel like my middle daughter, she would be in the juniors level. I feel like she would want to be doing these pages with her younger sister too. So that will be fun. Then you have a little bit of copy work here. This is my book rating. Now each week it has your book rating. So any of the books that are in the schedule extra that you have read, have them rate this book and maybe draw a picture of it. And it says, do you like the little history story I just told you? Yes or no? And then it has them write or draw something you learned this week. Now this seems pretty typical from what I've seen in these pages of how they end the week. So we'll just kind of go through. We got week 2 here, a little bit more reading. It's still not a ton, and very age appropriate for these little kids. This is one of the more colorful pages as well. And then you have your copy work, your book rating, and then a cut and paste picture right there. So then you're moving on into week 3. So I'm going to just kind of flip through and show you a few of the extra pages. Here's another fun page. This says, what do you think happened? Write or dictate your answer in this second speech bubble. I'm thankful for. You have a page right here with Beowulf. course. And then over here, this is draw or write something you learned this week. And then this is a little like, you know, figure out which one is connected to what, who's having what for their Thanksgiving dinner. There's a couple fun pages in this. And then here's an I Spy page. I know my little daughter will love that. Some coloring pages. This is Paul Revere page in here. This page says it's important to save money. What things would you like to save your money to buy? Decorate the rocks with pictures of some of these things. Beowulf drew something he'd like, so it has Beowulf's toys and stuff. Another coloring picture of a train. And over here we have a dot to dot. This is a fun one. This is a colonial house playset. Cut out the furniture and figures for this page. You can draw and create more furniture and items if you wish. So you just have like kind of a blank slate here. So in the back you have a lot of these furniture that you can cut out and kind of arrange. It kind of reminds me of like, you know, the paper dolls that we used to have. So that's a fun little page that they can do there. So I just love this. There's like lots of color. It's beautiful. Very active, activity-based, and it's a really fun extra book that they added into this curriculum. I don't think that they were planning to add this in, but there was such a good response from the Beowulf book of early American history for the junior level that they decided to do this as well for this younger level. I am now going to show you online how their website works and also show you what the PDF versions look like on my computer and how, like, if you wanted to use the schedule as a PDF option, that you could. So this is the Guest Hollow site, and I'm going to just show you up here. This is where my downloads are. This is where you can see all of your downloads. You can see I have quite a few Guest Hollow downloads, but it just tells you the date that the download expires, and then it has the links off to the right. So you can see the Little Kids Early American is my most recent. So you can get these four downloads. One was the coupon that I mentioned earlier. So now I'm going to take you to the online schedule. And this is what I really like to do and use when we are going through the curriculum together with my kids. When you go to view, you have to click it. It goes through that screen twice to view it. And then you will see it listed out by week. I will show you here that you can kind of scroll down. This is not where you're going to see like the book list necessarily, but you will see the books listed in each week that you will need. So there's like also an update history at the top, and you can see that when they update it and what might have changed. So there it has it listed for every week for 36 weeks, and I would just click on week 1 if that's the week we were on, and it loads it here and you can see the schedule. And I like this especially because it shows the pictures of what books as well. I like to see a picture of the books. It's just kind of nice to have. And it gives you the notes that are in the schedule and tells you what pages to read. It has the links already there. You could even click on a link for the book if you need to purchase that. I think it's usually linked to Amazon for purchasing of those books as well. So you can see all of the links. There's the books. There's your optional science books here in the reader. And then all your links to crafts and the Scholastic Teachables, your printables down here, and then all of your video links are right there. So it's so nice that this is available as well, because you don't have to go and search for them yourself. You can just click on them on this schedule. And then if you scroll back up to the top, they even have it down for, like, you can click on week 2 and go through it as well. So now we are just at the PDF version of this. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit to the schedule, and just to show you, you could also click on these hyperlinks as well to get you to those pages. I just think that the online schedule is pretty convenient. So here is the activity book in PDF. I just wanted to quickly show you it on here, but like I said, you pretty much do need to print this off because you have a lot of more hands-on cut and paste and things like that. So you pretty much do need to print that off. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I can also direct you to Jen and Charles Guest, who have created this awesome curriculum to help answer these questions as well, because I just know what I know from them. So don't forget that the first adopters for the first 48 hours will get 30% off with the coupon code FIRST in Early American. And I will link it right here. I will have it right here. I will have it down below as well. And then if you have missed the first 48 hours, if you kind of just missed this, then you can still get 15% off for the next few days. And that is such a great savings still. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to link this curriculum down below. I hope that you enjoy it as much as I have enjoyed flipping through it. I'm so excited to use this with my kids as well. I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.